Chaos here. All right, so I'm getting ready to get the link so that we can go live on all of the platforms. I hope everyone is looking in the wrong direction. That's not going to work for me. I need to turn this around. Let me see. How do I do this? Let's see. All right, and there's some. All right, here we go. There we go. Okay, so Dana, we are here. We are live, and we are. All right, welcome in everybody. I'm getting ready to get the link. Welcome in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I know it's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Well, I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. All right, so the link should be up. I see that comments are already starting to come in. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm actually just doing this broadcast because I am still on my sabbatical, but I am coming back soon. So I just want to kind of put my finger to the pulse of everything that's going on and see how everyone is doing, see how you're doing. I'm doing okay. As you see, I'm tanned, looking strong. Everything is good. Everything is good. I am out here just learning myself, just living life, learning new lessons. Give me 1 second. I need to switch my YouTube account. Oh my goodness. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody's like, you're on vacation still. Yes, I am. I am. But you know what? And I realize because like people are like, oh, you're still on vacation, stuff like that. I realize that, this has been an ongoing part of my healing journey. And so I did need to take some time off to just really kind of take a step back and just reevaluate some things and just, the pandemic is over now. And so, just taking some time to just really recalibrate and just figure out my next step. I'm on live. Yeah, so let me get the link. That's what I need to do. Let me get the link. 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 All right. So yes, taking the time to just recalibrate is really important. I have been working really hard and I actually have not been very pleased with the direction that things are going in online. Give me 1 second. Let me just put this in here, add, and then just do hashtag TKO text squad. And then I'm going to send this out to the text notification squad. Listen. I told you while I'm out here living and learning. Then I tell you I'm out here living life and learning myself. And I say that. And I say that. Listen. Why don't y'all mind your business? Mind your damn business. Listen, listen. You know something? You people, listen. Anyway, so yeah. So like the notification has gone out to the text notification squad. Listen, let me send a message out. As Stefan says, after my mom's death, I realized that I need a good long vacation where I'm free and unencumbered. Yeah, listen, I think death really makes us aware of just how precious life is and how important it is to really focus on the now, really focus on living. All right, the text notification uh, has gone out. Listen, some of you are just you're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're saying too much. Let me get my notification out to the people on Telegram because y'all doing too much. And then I need to go live on all the platforms. Live right now. Let me put that up. And then let me send out a message live right now. All right, so I just sent the notifications out. Okay. You know something? Excuse me. I'm looking up at this screen and I'm seeing people writing all types of nonsensical things up here, minding my business instead of your own. I came on to see how you all were doing, not for you all to be all up in my beeswax. Let's continue going forward. So the notifications have been sent out. Let me um let me I need to get my mind. Let me re let's go live on all platforms. Thank you, Stefan. I'm in love with myself. That's where it all begins. I realized today because I was reading a lesson on it's called sympathetic. You know what? Let's get live on every platform and then remind me sympathetic joy, right? Let's go live on all of these platforms. Where's the platforms? Here. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And of course, we are live on YouTube. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right. So, welcome in, everybody. Welcome. I am your host, Tonya TKO. I'm a self love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral topics as teachable moments for what self love looks like in your life. And I am on sabbatical right now. I'm not inside of my typical studio. So bear with me if there are any glitches, not the type of glitches that we have become accustomed to on the tube, right? Not those type of glitches where the camera turns around and you see some big bucky bride laying knocked out in another man's bed. Not those type of glitches. But if there's glitches that exist in a broadcast, just please forgive those. But nonetheless, let's go forward. Let's go forward. I am on sabbatical and I am thinking about ways to create a shift on the channel where we focus more on self-love lessons and really kind of navigate away from the viral topics. I'm not really sure how we're going to do it. I just really want us to dive into the how, but nonetheless, so we were talking about sympathetic joy right before I went live on all of these platforms. And so in one of my days, like the lesson I was reading today was about sympathetic joy. And it was sympathetic joy is basically when you feel happy for another person, right? And so it was talking about how for so many of us that, some good news or some good thing happens in another person's life. And then we're like, well, I've been working so hard. Why hasn't this happened for me? Or why is the boss praising this person in front of everyone when I work so hard? How come I'm not getting my praise? Or, why haven't I gotten my promotion? This and the other. And I remember in my early days on YouTube, that there were other content creators that were on the same level as me or even a level or two below or just getting started. And this was at the time when YouTube used to put people on the main page. And if you got put on the main page, your platform just blew up, right? If you caught a viral video if you got viral at the right time, your page just blew up and you were just propelled to the next level. And I remember in my earlier days that I used to feel these feelings of angst on the inside, like why not me? Why haven't they put me up there? Why am I not being recognized, et cetera, et cetera? And I realized that that type of thinking kept me small, right? Um, I realized that that type of thinking kept me feeling agitated and kept me feeling in angst and kept me feeling a lack of joy from my own situation, right? Like it was difficult to feel joy for other people when I was concentrating so much on myself, right? And what I didn't have, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not quite that just yet, Richard, but Vic is saying, are you even married? How you give marriage advice without a husband? Number one, number one, you don't know what or who I am. You're a guest and a visitor here. Number two, show me any video where you see me giving marriage advice. Copy and paste the title of the video and put the timestamp in where you see me advising other married couples on how to have a long marriage. Please put that in below. And what you can do is you can take your behind over to somebody else's page. The manosphere is filled with videos of men talking about how to be successful with women and they themselves are not successful. So go do that. But nonetheless, so back to the lesson. And so I know that for me, it was very difficult to feel these feelings for other people and feel joy for other people when I was feeling this deficit on the inside. So one of the first steps that we have to do is start having appreciation and joy for the things that we do have. Because the lesson that I learned from today's lesson was how can you give joy to other people when you don't have that joy on the inside? The very best that you can do is give some pantomime version of joy or some, yay, I'm so happy for you and you are cheap, something like that while your whole face is all scrunched up, right? And yeah, this person is so annoying. Let me help you. Listen, Victor, if you'd like to stay on the channel, you really need to get yourself in control. Otherwise, I'm going to control you. And you don't want that to happen. So control yourself. Um, if you want to say that there are good men out there, why don't you first start by being a good man? Start by behaving. And they say anything that's missing in the world is what you're not bringing. Anything missing from any situation is what you're not bringing. So bring that good man energy, bring that here and show up. And right now, you're behaving really immature, you're behaving like a nuisance, and you're not demonstrating what a good man is like. So act like a good man so that the women can see. Because listen, there are women on this broadcast, and also I was doing a matchmaker Monday. So if you're that good of a man and you're available, why don't you submit yourself to be matched up with some of these amazing women out here? But you see, that's not what it's about for you, is it? There's some other things going on inside of you where you want to whine and cry and complain, and you don't even want to participate in the conversation. We're talking about joy. We're talking about not being able to give other people what you don't have inside. So it's like, dear, listen, why don't we do this? I can put the phone number up, 323-488-3149. Have your wife come on and tell us just how happy she is. And let me, a trained life coach, ask her some questions and see. Let's see just how happy this woman really is. Let's do that. Let's do that. Um, so, nonetheless, yes, please help them. We are having our self love, good, and welfare. I don't understand what that means. KS had two failed marriages, and yet black men made him a godfather. Yes, here we go. Exactly. All right. So there's been one person that's been sent to the block party. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else who wants to go to the block party. Um, my grand taught me to be love, and love will come to you, sir. I saw the title then jump on the eyes. I didn't even see that. All right. So nonetheless, that was one of the things that I learned. And so when it comes to joy and giving joy to others, first start with yourself, giving yourself, joy, finding appreciation for what it is that you have, for where it is that you are, finding joy in the little things. The fact that your fingers and toes can move, the fact that you can see, the fact that you have a phone with internet connection, these types of things, like, start cultivating the joy on the inside. And it's a lot easier to give that joy outward. And that goes for anything, love, anything. It's because I remember there was one guy who argued with me that you can give love even if you don't feel love on the inside. And I know that is false. All right. So nonetheless, I am curious as to how you all are doing out there. How's everybody? I'm not staying on long. I just really wanted to come by and say hello, and see how you all were doing. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. So that's that. And then let's see, what do we have? What do we have? Let's see. All right. It looks like a lot of people are replying to a person who is trolling in the comments about a relationship he claims that he has that's doing so well. And I hope that this is a lesson to all of you. You know, people who are really happy and overjoyed and filled with glee and joy and all of that stuff, they don't go around trying to poison the areas of other people. You know how they say hurt people hurt people? And so, and so I I want you all to look at this example of how a person with deficits on the inside behaves. And Nicole is saying, I love your hair, it's growing. This is the typical length of my hair, except I typically brush it down and um, it will be brushed down again by the time I'm just someplace where it's really humid. And so it's very difficult to keep my hair brushed down in this humidity, so that is that. So let's see. I'm asking you all, how are you all doing? How is everybody? Um, I'm doing well. My vacation is, or my sabbatical is almost over. Mimsy is saying if he was doing well, he would reflect it. This is true. Purple is saying, why is Tanya so upset? Let's lift her spirits. I'm not upset. I'm actually doing, you know what? Maybe I'm a little saddened that my sabbatical is just about over, but I've been traveling for over a month now. And so, with me being in the midst of travel, and with it ending, but really not, so like last year when I came back in from my healing journey, I knew that I had some shifts on the inside. This time that I'm coming back in from, this sabbatical, I still feel like I have a ways to go. I still feel like there's, more that I can accomplish, more shifts, more learning, more healing that I can accomplish. However, I have had a chance to just kind of unwind, just release, relax, and all of those things, right? And someone is name dropping. Please, I don't know these names that you're putting up. Let's concentrate on the broadcast that we have right here, instead of trying to, talk about other people who are not here, not a part of the broadcast, who we don't know, stuff like that. Hey, Tanya Spencer, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody is saying, yeah, she got that. I gotta go home blues. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it is the way it is, right? It is the way it is. All right, nonetheless, hey, welcome, Jeremy. Welcome, Mincy. Welcome, Nicole. Walking Master says, Tanya, I missed you. It's the real her. I changed my name. We need a knock Zoom when you come back fully. Mimsy says, you look stress free and beautiful. I am free of stress at this moment. Oh, you know what? Here, I'm going to read the apples in just a moment. So, here, let me put the QR code up. There's the QR code for you to support the stream or the Cash App if you so choose. I'm going to read those in just a moment. And then I'm going to get out of here. And by the time I do my next broadcast, we'll be back in the studio and I'll be back into the broadcast we've been doing. The Green Beacon has sent $10. It says, missed you, but glad you're taking time with a green heart. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I'm sending you some hearts. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So you can send your apples through the link to the apples is also in the description. It's a way to support the broadcast as well as have your message read on air. So we have that, and then I will this person. Let me just go ahead and block this person for you all because this person is being disruptive at this point with nothing of true significance to say. So your boy has been sent to the block party. And so let's see, that's pretty much it. Stefan is asking about some sort of water. I think fresh water is the best water to drink, not anything that has been altered in any way. So that's my thought on it. That's my thought on it. Okay. So anything, let's see. I don't want me to, I wish I could take another week, but it really is time for me to come back. It really is. I've been practicing just a lot of fitness, mentally, physically. Just, oh, let me take this off the screen. You all can find the QR code. I'll take this off. Let's see. All right. So what next? What next? I what's an example of fresh water? I personally drink filtered water. If you're in a place that has that natural spring water, you know what? If you Google it, you might be able to find a place near you that has natural spring water. From what it is that I know and have heard, natural spring water is the best water. There's also reverse osmosis water. There's all different types of water out there, but I think that the most important thing is to just drink water. Just drink water. If you have a filter that can filter out some things like just start with drinking water. That's what I say. Just start with drinking water. Stefan says I drink tap water. I drink filtered water. It depends on the city that you're in, the quality of the water from the tap. So you just have to, but it's the most important thing is to drink water. That's the most important thing. Drinking water is the most important thing. All right. So Vic says it's hard to find spring water. I have a filter. Yeah, so I just think drinking water. I'm not promoting any particular brand or anything like that. I just saying drink water, just drink water. Anything else before we jump out of here? I've been on for 22 minutes. What are the stories that are breaking right now? What are the stories see, the thing is, I just don't want to focus on the old stories, but is there anything that's breaking right now? Melissa has come on drinking some carbonated high fructose corn syrup dyed drinks. I don't know what to say. Is that, when it comes to self love and you start thinking about what it is that you put in your body and you ask yourself, is this health supporting? Is this thing that I'm drinking or eating, is this supporting health or diminishing health? And then you ask yourself those questions and you do what's right for you. Every person has to live their life how they choose, you know what I mean? Because we don't stay young always, and our bodies are made up of the choices that we made 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even yesterday. We can't change what happened in the past, but we can make choices for today that will be affecting us 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So, is what you're drinking supporting life, supporting your health, or taking away from it? So, those are the things that I'll ask because, people will be like, oh, Tanya, you know, um, how did you gain so much health over the past year? And I gained health by doing things that were health gaining. Like it's easy to go out there and be like, oh, let me save up enough money and let me go get some lipo or whatever the case may be. Um, and you have to ask yourself, is going under the knife risking my life? Is that health supporting? Is getting lipo helping me with the habits that are going to be health supporting? So you just have to ask yourself those questions, honestly. And then let's see. So somebody's talking about the Lakers. I honestly don't know anything about that. So, all right. I'm going to take a few more questions, a few more comments, and then I'm going to get out of here. Is there any breaking story that I need to be aware of for when I do come back? Gabrielle Union and her man are going 50-50. But we are in these modern times, and so I mean, she got money, he got money, and it's their family, so they have to make the choices that are right for their family. So I'm not going to tell anybody else how they should live. You have to think for yourself because honestly speaking, with the ways that things are going, right, it really seems like we're going to be entering into a more egalitarian era because um, most adults, most adults who are entering into relationships now here in 2023, most adults are working. And so you have to decide with your partner how you all are splitting the finances and the bills and why. You have to make those decisions with you and your partner. Let me assume egalitarian doesn't exist. You know, it really depends on what conversations and what activities you are discussing and what household duties and tasks you are splitting in your household. I said it'll be more egalitarian. If you look up what egalitarian means, egalitarian does not mean that everything is completely equal. Egalitarian means a way of life in which a balance of equal is. Let's look up egalitarian. Let's look it up. Egalitarian definition. Okay, so here, relating to or believing in the principle that all people are equal and deserve equal rights and opportunities, right? All right, so egalitarian is an adjective that means relating to or believing in the principles that all people are equal and deserve equal rights and opportunities. So when it comes to an egalitarian household, it's a household that believes in equality of the distribution of bills, finances, and household chores. You know what I mean? And so, ladies, if we think about, yeah, I don't know, I don't know. Sapphire says a man called me masculine because I pay all my bills, but I said he was feminine because he cooks his own food. Why can't we just be who we are and see what works as a couple? Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of men out there saying a lot of different things. Paying bills is not any more masculine than cooking is feminine, especially when we talk about all of the male chefs that we have that are so famous out there in these streets. So I personally, I think women, I think we have to start having 2023 conversations because there are a lot of people who are trying to go back into the 1950s with their conversations. And I think we're going to have to start having 2023 conversations where we are really speaking with each other about what exists today. Because I definitely don't want to be a person who is saddled inside the house with the cooking and cleaning because I'm a woman. I definitely don't want that. So Angelica says she's been busy finding work. I'm happy to hear that. You have been out there, doing your thing. So listen, I personally, and that's part of what has had me burnt out over the past, um, the time that we've been in. It's just these conversations that we're having that try to reduce relationships into just really simplistic terms for what the people who are in front of the camera, what they like or want or what they feel. Do you all hear an echo? Is it just me? Girl, I tell you, my hubby's so old fashioned. Old fashioned may work for some people and it may not work for other people. We've been talking on my channel, we have the term marry a maid. And what women are and who women are is a lot more than just a person who is doing domestic chores and duties. So I don't know. I don't know. I think people just have to figure out what works for them and their relationship. You know what I mean? Old fashioned means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So people are saying they hear an echo. Let me see. Tell me, is this better? Let me know if this is better. Can you hear me or is there no sound? Let me know. I hope that there is some sound, but then, you never know. You never know. So this is better? Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, well, sorry about that. I didn't realize that because I heard it, but I wasn't sure if you all could hear it. And Mimsy is saying that she loves old fashioned. And Melania is saying a very large majority of chefs are male. And that's the thing. They talk about how cooking is such a feminine thing, but the majority of the famous chefs out there are all male. So, and I think even in the kitchens that they may be all male as well, or majority male. So yeah, so are men usually intimidated by me or insecure? I think it depends on the man. Some men are, and those are just men who are not a right fit. Some women are intimidated by me. Those women aren't a good fit either. When it comes to interacting with human beings, there are some human beings who are intimidated by other human beings. And so that's just not a good fit. You know what I mean? So, so, what else? All right, Angeline, have a good day. We'll see you. I guess when I get back to New York, we'll see you all. I'll see you when I'm back in the city. Angelica says, yes, some men are so insecure. I witnessed that, especially among the women in the family whom they married to. Hey, Dipped in Indigo. Do I ever have to deal with men at the gym? No, I don't. I work out at home. And, when I was going to a gym, I didn't have any issues in the gym. I find that if you, like me personally, when I did go to the gym, I was using the gym equipment, minding my business. If I ever needed some help, I asked men for help. But when I was going to the gym, I was in LA. And so in LA, they are in their own realm in LA. And you know what? I find that if you just tell a person you're not interested, that they just leave you alone. If you're just like, I'm not interested, they just leave you alone. I think that sometimes we make far too big a deal of people having interest in us. It depends on how they express that interest. If they're being a nuisance or vulgar or obtrusive in an obnoxious way, that's a whole different story than just a person having interest in you. I mean, who wouldn't? Lovely says, how is dating going for you? I'm finding it harder and harder now that I have a higher degree. Um, oh, hold on, it's gone by so quickly. I'm finding it harder and um, oh, somebody's talking about. Oh goodness, here, let me block this person. Ugh, me too, but when you are nice and you tell them no and they keep on and on, well, that's when, and you know what, you can always listen if you can always go to gym staff and tell the gym staff to speak to the person. Because sometimes people coming on to you is not for your benefit, but for theirs. Just go talk to the gym staff and let the gym staff come over and handle it. And then that'll be the very end of that. And so let's see. Let's see. I'm finding it harder and harder now that I have a higher degree, not because I care, but because of their insecurity. Some have even admitted this to me. Lovely, you really have to start fishing in different ponds. You have to start, well, there's a lot of different things that you got to do. Number one, you have to start going into areas where it's more likely that the fish that you want to catch are going to be swimming, and that may be at higher level conferences, seminars, things like that. I'm actually thinking about going to like a video game convention myself because I like introverted men. And I find that men who are, I don't know, you never know, you might find a diamond in the rough, but just go out there. I'm thinking about going to a video game convention myself. Maybe I'm just thinking of different ways that, you know, um, I'm just thinking of different ways. You know what I mean? So there's all different types of what I would like is I would really love a diamond in the rough. I would really like a diamond in the rough. That's what I would like. Dip says, as a fellow gamer, I'll go with you. Will you? I'm not a gamer though. So if you're a gamer, that actually might be pretty cool. I heard that there's a big convention coming up in Vegas soon. Is that true? You know, um, Stefan says, I want to talk to a guy that likes video games too. Listen, I don't mind a person who's a little socially awkward because I'm not really into the guy who's the life of the party anyway. So I'm thinking that I might try something like that. I don't know what Riz is. What is Riz? Techies are cute, you know? Interesting. We should do a little meetup and go to one of these conventions. Hannah says, LOL, I'm married to a gamer. Riz is seduction skills. No, gamers do not have seduction skills. They spend a lot of time with themselves and they're technical, competitive. They have, this eye finger coordination kind of thing going on. And they spend lots of time with themselves. You never really know what you might find. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to gamers, because I know that I personally like introverts and I like men who are sexually selective. So, you know, so yeah, they do not have charisma. Listen, listen. Angelica says, my husband is a techie and can't get off the computer. Yeah, I think like I said, you have to fish from a pond that is more likely to carry the type of fish that you're interested in. So, so you just have to, May 26th is, one in LA GameX, but that's tabletop more so. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I like cool nerds, but I feel like they usually prefer white women or the girls they couldn't get in high school, but I will try your advice. Thank you. Haven't heard of it. Oh, that's really interesting. No, well, you know what? Listen, for it, you know what? I think you have to think about what are the characteristics of the man, the types of men that you like. And where are you more likely to find those types of men? If you go into it thinking that they're looking for white girls and not you, then I think you've already shot yourself in the foot before you even enter. I think you have to understand that most people of color are attracted to people of color. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. So Dipped is saying also depends on the game. Call of Duty attracts a lot of toxic gamers. Important to ask what games they play. Interesting, interesting, interesting. That is interesting. That is interesting. So, interesting, interesting. Interesting. Some are awkward, and I enjoy that. They can be sweet and loving, LOL. So, yeah, so that's what I was going to say. I think that you have to think about yourself as a woman. And if you're looking for a man who has like charisma and it has the skills of seduction, and if you're shy yourself and you're looking for a man to come forward and all those types of things, you probably have to go into an area where those types of men exist. Me personally, I am very bold. I'm very bold, and I am I'm very bold, so introverts work very well with me because we both get the benefit of of each other's pros and cons. Let me check the apples real quick, and then I'm not going to stay on much longer. I appreciate you all for coming out. Let's see. RPG fantasy gamers are my bread and butter. Really? Maybe Tonya could talk to Jay's reviews. He's a black YouTuber and he's big in the gaming community, very successful. Mm, okay. Yes, a lot of militaries play those types of games. Interesting. Interesting. That game is mostly played by white, quote unquote, alpha males. Look, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just interested in just maybe perhaps going to different conventions. There's so many different, there's convention of doctors, there's conventions of engineers, there's conventions of people in the film industry and all different types of professions. You name it, just Google it. There are conventions for those people. So just look and see, look and see, look and see. Look and see. Nerds are at the law and medical libraries of your university. Go volunteer. Worked for me, says Mimsy. Marquita says, oh, and he's in New York. How interesting. How interesting. I forgot the name of the person you said. Let me scroll back up and see if I see the name. Angelica says, trust me, I'm married to a nerd, but he's so funny. But he loves light-skinned sisters. Okay. Well, happy for you. Marquita says, my childhood friend married a black woman he met through gaming. Yeah, and Melissa is saying, would a gamer would give you his undivided attention? I think what you have to do is you have to start from where are the basic skeletal, the skeletons of the personality type that I'm most drawn to. You have to ask yourself, where do those types of people gather? And then when you go there, you see who you're attracted to, who's attracted to you, and then of the people that you're attracted to, who's also attracted to you, what who are they as a person? Who are they as a human being? Are they a gameaholic? Are they not willing to make time for you? Are they wanting to, are they do they want to find a person like you, and how do they handle their lives? Are they the type of person that is prioritizing certain things in their lives over other things? It's like you really just have to, it's like you don't just go there and go get with the first person and be like, oh, here, me and you, we're going to the chapel and we're going to get, you don't know. You really have to just kind of figure out who is most likely to be in your demographic. And then once you get amongst your demographic, then you narrow it down based on personality, goals, values, spirituality, um, eating style, workout style, all of that. Because, depending on the level of gamer, some of these people are not getting outside, they're not getting sun, they're not working out. And some people are just socially awkward, some people are just really really shy, some people are just they don't know how to have fun, and they're looking for that spark in their life to bring the fun into their lives, and that's what they've been missing and haven't really known how to go out there and get it. you know um one of the things that we take for granted with listening to all of these crazy sounding and acting people online is that we take for granted just how many men just really don't know how to talk to women, and they need women who are a little more, what's the word, Mm, what's the word, outgoing, maybe outgoing is the right word, who are just a little more outgoing and able to to have conversations, to be engaging and enchanting, and really just take him out of the haze that he's in. There are a lot of guys that really don't understand women, don't understand how to really talk to women. This is how they end up on these channels by these men who have these toxic things to say. They end up on those channels and they are trying to mimic and pantomime these things because they just really aren't that good with talking to women and dealing with women, etc. And like I said, it just really depends on the type of woman that you are. You know what I mean? I personally am, from what it is that you know of me, I'm outgoing, I'm engaging, I know how to carry a conversation. I mean, if you all think about it, right? If you all think about it, there's nobody here with me. I carry on hours upon hours of conversation with no one talking to me. You know what I mean? So I know how to carry on a conversation. I'm well read, well traveled. I love to cook. I love to engage. I love to dance and have fun. I'm spiritual. So me personally, with my outgoingness, I can outgo into the grooves of an introverted person. You know what I mean? So an introverted person who has this groove here, because I'm outgoing, I can fit right into that groove. You know what I mean? So and so you know what? And so yeah, a lot most men I'd say don't really understand women. And what you've got to find is you've got to find yourself a man who has humility enough to be able to listen to what it is that you need, and also be firm enough in who it is that he is, not to lose himself in the relationship. So he has to be flexible enough to be able to flexible and have enough humility to listen to what it is that you need, but yet still be firm and rooted enough to not lose himself and his core. Because what you don't want is, you don't want a man flying around on your stick like a flag. You don't want that, but you do want a man who is willing to hear what you need, hear constructive criticism, constructive feedback, and give you that. So, so listen, I've been on for 47 minutes. I'm sort of getting a little tired of talking. So where's my, I didn't bring many of my lipsticks here. Angelica says, yes, I agree with you about the right guy. Yeah, I think that, because you know what, you have to take into account the individual personality type of each man, because and also each man has different needs too, and are you able and willing to be able to satisfy those needs that he has in a partner? What I say is, work on evolving into a a version of yourself that you are, at least in the process of being pleased with. You know what I mean? In terms of your own health and wellness, your mental health and mental wellness as well. And then invite a person into your life who, mirrors and is a good, what do you call that? Compliment. Compliment. Hunter says most men don't want to read and learn. I'm not really sure where you did that survey from. I would say the average American is not intellectually, doesn't go above and beyond intellectually. I'd say the average person does the average. It's really, but you also have to remember if the average person does the average, then a person who doesn't like to read and learn is also a good match for another person who may not like to read and learn. And then also, if you are a person who is a sapiophile or sapiosexual and you're like really into intelligence and that type of stuff, where are the types of men that is in your demographic? Where are they gathering? What type of convention can you go to? Can you go to a convention of people who are in a field that requires a lot of mental prowess, right? Melissa is saying, I don't know you personally, but I think you will fit with someone of your color, colorable, strong, and can bring out your softness. You seem like a strong and very intelligent woman. I'm very spiritual and I enjoy intellectual conversations and other topics as well. There's so many meetups out there. There's so many different conventions. But listen, I've been on here for about an hour. I'm going to jump off. I appreciate you all coming out. I will see you all in the next video. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you all. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And what is the self-love lesson that you learned from today's video? I'm not really sure if I learned much of a self-love lesson from today's video besides um, taking your life taking your life, your dating life seriously enough to really truly contemplate where is your targeted audience most likely to be at, and not having the shame about going forward towards being in that area. One of the things that I learned over this past year is that health and wellness is not an accident. Like if you want to be healthy, if you want to be strong, if you want to be fit, these things don't happen to you accidentally. You have to, and there's no shame at all in getting up, working out, doing the work. For too many of us Black people, we think that we should just automatically be fit and stay fit, regardless of how much we eat, regardless of what we eat, regardless of how little we work out. And when we do go to work out, we're shamed for it by our family members, by people on the streets, etc. And I have learned that you have to be deliberate with what it is that you want in your life, that you cannot be shamed or feel shamed. And one of the self-love lessons that I got from today's video is that if there's something or someone that you want, you cannot be shamed. You cannot be shy. You've got to come up with your plan and be deliberate about it. Don't just leave it to chance. All right. All right. I'll see you all later. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go ahead and type your SLL and type your self-love lessons. You know what? I'll wait around for the self-love lessons. Type SLL and tell me the self-love lesson you learned from today's video, because I'm always intrigued to see what you all have learned from today's video. Mm. Marquita is saying guilt is okay, shame is not. I don't believe in either one of those. What do you need to feel guilty about? What are you feeling guilty about? Type these SLLs. Let me see the self-love lessons. Never be afraid or shy to do something different. Love yourself and be patient, and good things will come. Okay, I think that we need to be more active, but if you just want to sit back and let them come, there's also that way as well. Because some people say that you don't have to be active, that you could just sit back. However, I say there's nothing wrong with being deliberate about what it is that you want and desire. Love yourself and be patient. Let's see. SOL, guilt comes from within. Do what you want, but make sure you can still look yourself in the mirror. I honestly don't even know how that entered into today's conversation. I'm not sure what it is that we were talking about that even addressed guilt and shame. I think guilt says I did bad and shame says I am bad. So I don't know, girl. We SOL, go out after what you want. SOL, sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone to meet new people. Yes. SOL, be with someone that I feel secure and peaceful around. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Looking for a few more self-love lessons, and then after that, we'll jump out of here. SLL. I don't like when people write joke SLLs because I'm staying on here giving extra time to read the self-love lessons. So I really want you all to dig deep and really come up with some real self-love lessons. I don't like it. It troubles me when you all make fake self-love lessons. SLL, your reality is a manifestation of how you feel about yourself on the inside. Okay. Okay. We have France in the house. Okay. Au revoir. We're getting ready to get out of here. I'm going to wait for one more self love lesson and then I'm going to jump out of here. All right. Um, Here, Marquita, let me give you something right here so that you can have that. I honestly, listen, we're all adults. I don't have the time to baby anyone on here. I need us all to come to the table, ready to be adult like. I just don't have the capacity for people who are, I don't have the capacity. I choose not to. So let's see a real self-love lesson come across. I'm waiting for one more and then we'll go from there. SLL, love the ones that love you. I love you all to life. Okay, Juju, I'll take that. I don't know where you gathered that from this video, that self-love lesson, but that's cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much for coming out. Mm, mm. All right. Peace. Oh, I need to delete from here.